Willie, you gonna say something? Hey, Willie. He hates me. He acts like he wants to rub me to rub his head, but he don't. He'll bite me. He's just being good for the camera. We've had that bird for, I'd say, close to 40 years, and he'll outlive me. My grandmother had him, my mom had him, now it's back to me. And if I outlive my wife, his name's Willie, and I will free Willie. That's the meanest old bird that ever lived. He don't like me. But here's what the video's about. Cutworm had some doodads there. He was showing watches and stuff, and they was really nice watches. And they say you ain't rich unless you got something this money couldn't buy. And here's 3 of my old shotguns, and monetarily they ain't worth a whole lot, but there's one of these guns that this money absolutely could not buy. So I guess I'm rich. Now this first one, it's what we call a long tom. And you can't really tell by looking at that stock, but that's old homemade stock. My wife's grandfather broke that stock back in the 30s. They raised sheep, and the dogs got in his sheep, and he went out there and he shot all the shells he had, and then he used it as a club to finish them off, and he broke that stock. Well, later on down the road, about 1947 or 48, my wife's great-grandfather, he got in a gunfight and lost. Feller shot him between the eyes with a .32-20 Colt. And that old shotgun there was the only gun my daddy-in-law had to fight back with. And he put lead in everybody there. I think there was about 5 of them. It was a firing on his dad. But he just didn't have enough firepower to kill him. But sad situation, and just a bunch of ornery old men that decided to settle their differences with pistols and guns. I mean, most of them there's some of them even family. Is just one of them messed up deals. But that old shotgun, that's got a lot of history, especially in my wife's family. And this next gun, it's old 12 gauge, made remarkably like this first, and I'm sure the barrel was sawed off of it, for they did that back in the day. And it belonged to my uncle. And his dad got killed in a mine when he was just a baby. I think he was 5 days old. And my grandmother got some money. And at the time it was a sizable amount for the place, you know. But he always felt that money was his. But my grandfather, he had done went through with it. It would have been his stepdad. But he married this old gal over in Tennessee. And I'm sure, like most young men will do, he told her he was going to come into a sizable amount of money. Like a week after he got married, he died. I'm sure they poisoned him. They said the mumps fell on him, but I can't see the mumps killing a 21-year-old. I'm sure it was salmonella poisoning. And back then they would set up with somebody when they died. They'd sit with them all night long. Why, I don't know, but anyway, they did. Well, while they was setting up with him, her brothers come in and stole the neighbor's cows. So it was a bunch of ne'er-do-wells, and my grandmother never did really get over it, but I sort of took his place for my grandmother raised me. And now we get to the gun that this money could not buy. This is a Winchester. I think it's either a 36 or 37. People that knows guns, Cutworm will know what it is. But my grandmother got me that when I was 12 years old. And I've had it ever since, and I've finished it, and I've sanded on it, and you know, like boys will do. I'm pretty sure it was a red letter gun when it was new, but that's long been sanded off. But that gun means a lot to me right there. I've got pistols and rifles that's worth multiple times what that thing's worth. But as far as just having something money couldn't buy, that's it. So that's my grandmother right there. She sacrificed a lot for me to have that, and I do appreciate it. But that's about it for my treasures. And really, these ain't treasures. I mean, even in today's market, probably $200 or $300 buy a gun here. But like the history of that one right there, you can't buy that. And that second one there, that was my uncle's prized possession. That was one of the few things that he actually owned, for he died right in the middle of the Depression. And got killed for money he never had to begin with. It's a shame. But that's my story. Talk to you later. Bye.